What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to talk to you about why you should never in your life hire a marketing agency.
Working on a Wednesday, then up again the next day. So-and-so is popping, man, I skip him like he leg day.
What's up, guys? Los here. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about why agencies suck. Now listen, if you have an agency, maybe you don't suck. Odds are you might suck. The big thing, we were running an account audit. One of my best friends called me and he was like, hey dude, I kind of feel like my Facebook's not scaling, right? Like we're just kind of stuck. We've been spending less money and you know, we spend hundreds and thousands of dollars a month, if not millions, on our own brands every month. And so we know a lot about media buying, like real deal media buying, right? Like not like we spend a couple money on ads and we do some trash drop shipping and like build nothing in return, like real deal brand building stuff. And so I looked at it with Malby and it was trash. Nothing was going on right. The relevancy scores were garbage. Everything was in one account. They didn't have retargeting. Their copy was just spread out like the same copy on every single ad. They weren't refreshing their creative. And just to my subscribers, I'm gonna be showing you guys the video that Malby made, which is great. Gives a lot of content and there is Malby right there. Okay, so that's Malby. You're gonna see the video here in a second.
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing my first on-video agency account audit. And I say the first on video because I hope to do many more of these. I personally love going out and auditing somebody's agency account and really determining if they're doing something good or if they're just doing nothing at all. So if you have an agency that's running your accounts and you feel like they're just doing something screwy, throw me on there. I'll check that thing out and I'll let you know in probably 20 minutes if they're playing you and they're just keeping you around for your monthly retainer, or if they're actually trying to scale and grow your business. Because the reality of the situation is that many agencies simply keep you on for maybe a 3-month commitment to kind of test the water. And then in that time, you realize that they're terrible and you fire them, but it doesn't matter to them because it's a revolving door and they already have more people that are lined up ready to take your place. Now, of course, that isn't the case for all agencies, but 99% of them are like this. And especially now where people are just making agencies completely randomly with no idea of how to actually do any kind of marketing, and they're just bullshitting their way into getting clients. This is a prevalent issue that I'm seeing more and more and more. And now with this account specifically, I'm not going to go into crazy detail and tell you the offer and the niche and all that kind of stuff because, you know, it's someone's personal account. But this is one of Los's friends that recently came to him and the guy was like, hey, I've been using this company for a couple of years now to run my ads and things kind of seem to be dwindling. The performance really isn't there. Can you guys go in and check it out? So of course, we were more than delighted to go and check this out. And what I found was startling and disgusting, not even at best. Like it just gets worse from there. So that being said, let's check this sucker out. All right, so the first thing I want you to notice is that this account total has spent almost 7 million. That's awesome. And the money that they got back from that, according to Facebook, was 733,000. That's terrible. Okay. So I know that this is a webinar funnel and they were going primarily for leads. I think the goal was to get $15 leads. So some months they were there, some months they weren't. But overall, at the end of this webinar, after you put your lead, your email in, then you're expected to buy. And so if overall they're spending 3.6 million and getting back 700,000, now this is, I guarantee you this is off because they have a phone team that's actually closing people and stuff like that. So it's not this drastic, but I guarantee you this account lost upwards to $1 million or a couple 100,000 in its lifetime. And it's all just from shoddy advertising. And so now I didn't even notice this before, what I'm going to show you now, but I just saw it and it's even more disgusting. Let's look down at this. So 73,000 was spent on engagement. All right. 3.1 million, 3.2 was spent on conversions. All right. This is the scary part. 133,000 was spent on traffic. That is disgusting. I guarantee you, if they took that 133,000 and put it towards conversions, they would have actually made some freaking money on it. And this is a big thing that I see agencies and people that don't know what they're doing do all the time, is they just run traffic to websites so it looks like you're getting views and all this stuff, but you're not converting because Facebook is just finding traffic people. It's finding people that just like to click on stuff, and that's all they're really good for. So this was a complete waste of money. That's a nice car right there, or a house payment, but instead it went into, some clicks. So let's get into the account and see how much worse it gets. So the real funny thing is, let's go and I'll just do active, is they got us on a call yesterday to kind of run through the account and you know, ask all these weird questions. Why the relevance on the ads are 2 to 4s, why no one's using post IDs, why everything is just thrown into one account or one campaign. The retargeting structure is almost non-existent. After the call, we told them they needed to have retargeting, so they actually launched this last night or this morning. This is a new campaign, but they literally were just running this one campaign for months. They've spent $300,000 on this one campaign that's CBO doing $13.90 a day. I've never seen someone just run one campaign and throw everything in there and just hope that it does something. And the funny part is, when I asked them about this on the call, they said that their Facebook rep had told them that this is the best way to do things now because CBOs. That's complete bullshit. So I had to tell them on the call that you can never listen to reps. They are outsourced third-party people from a random tech company that don't even know how to run Facebook ads, and they're simply reading off a sheet what you should do, what is best for your brand and for your accounts, when they actually have no real knowledge of how any of this shit works. So that is one of the funniest things I have seen in a while. There may be one retargeting campaign or ad set in here, but you know, it's just a nightmare. I'm not even gonna go into that. But the real funny part here is that, let's see, lifetime, you know what, let's go back to last month because it'll look better for this demonstration. So this is the kind of the metric we are going for, or you know, basing everything off of. So last month they spent $50K, and they were saying that they had a 5 times return. So we see our purchase return on ad spend here, and that's the overall, including the offline events. Let's take a look at that. So over here in the offline purchases, it's showing that they had 156 offline purchases, and those offline purchases accounted for $128,000. That's bullshit. It's completely wrong. We brought it up on the call, and in reality, for the entire month for this section of the company, for this webinar and everything, it totaled, I think, like 66K. And that's with the call teams that are closing people, emails and all that stuff. So there's a really good chance that this account spent 50K and only brought back 16.3 in returns. But at the same time, they're preaching that this campaign had a 3.3 return. The account had a 5.7, when in reality, they had a 0.37. And this company is clearly doing very well. They're doing so well to the point that they simply didn't notice this slippage because they trusted the agency that was running their stuff, because they've been running their accounts for years. And so from the person who owns the account side, they're like, oh, so-and-so's been running this for years. They're not going to screw me over. Where on the agency side, just looking at this, I know that they're like, oh, this guy's been paying us for years. He's not going to stop now. Let's just make sure that we get the leads somewhere around where they need to be and just call it a day. And that's exactly what's been happening. This is the first account that I've seen in a while that has spent so much and had such low relevance. All the ads they're pretty terrible. They're just stock footage with some text thrown on them. Like, I get that, but the copy on them is what really gets me. The copy on them is all identical. It's all super clickbaity. It's like, do you want the #1 secret that nobody else in your industry knows about? Click here to find out. And then you go and click on it, and it's an hour-long webinar, and I watched it yesterday, and it takes 40-something minutes into the webinar to really understand what the webinar is about. So instead of taking the time to pre-sell the person on the ads so they know what they're getting into, it's just some clickbait garbage that's trying to get them to click and go through and then get that lead. Oh, also to top it off, the call team apparently has been vocalizing how terrible the leads are for months. So they can't do their job because these ads are bringing in low quality leads because the ads themselves just suck.
All right, now you see how insanely crazy that was, right? And if you do have an agency, I'm gonna put your feet to the fire because we're gonna keep calling these people out. So the big thing with agencies, guys, you have to understand their business model, right? Their business model is to bring in people and kind of run their advertising. Specifically, I'm talking about advertising companies like that. There's a few that are great, but the big problem is you have all these people making courses on how John, Joe, and Jake can go out and build an agency and scale clients. Well, John, Joe, and Jake don't know thing about Instagram or AdWords or Facebook or media buying. So you get all these Tom, Dick, and Harrys trying to God, I'm cursing. So you get all these Tom, Dick, and Harrys trying to build a business that they don't know anything about. And guess what? It goes on to you and your results suck. Now, we don't have an agency. We run and control all of our brands. What we do have is an accelerator because we only care about building brands and building teams internally so you can actually grow your business. Also, seriously, if you own a company, why are you outsourcing one of the most important things in the world? Why are you outsourcing your marketing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go give this to somebody else.
What are you gonna do then? Like, come on, like build your team. One of the things that I will say is if you have a media buying team, you can hire an agency to try to beat your team because then you can learn what's happening or you can see that your team is actually doing a good job because we do that all the time. We hire agencies, then we smoke them, and then we realize that they're not that good. See, what you should do is build your team internally. Like I said, we do that. Drop me a comment if you guys want us to give a Facebook audit of your ads. Join our Facebook group. We're happy to do it. And if you're an agency, drop a comment because odds are we probably spend more money than you anyways. Anyways, guys, that is it for me. Subscribe, join the notifications, and we will see you guys on the next episode.